G'day viewers, Sepp here. What I thought I'd show you today is how I maintain the toilet cassette inside the Caravan. What products I use. So first of all, I might just go through some of the products. I'll go inside the shed later on and we'll have a look how we can pull this apart. And in particular, we've got a little surprise, which is these Happy Bowl liners, which I've not used before, but we're going to go and have a look at these inside the van as well. So first of all, I'll just run through the products. So this is a duo tank cleaner. There's obviously a few different ones you can get, and this is something that you use just to maintain your tank once you need to clean it out. You might have a bit of algae or something in there, and you use about 200 ml for one of these cassettes. The cassette holds about 16 litres, so that's that one. You have your toilet bowl cleaner, which you just use obviously inside the bowl of your toilet. I use a Glen 20, which I spray on where the cassette actually goes. But just a general purpose bathroom cleaner. This is the idea of this is it's good for, you can use this on plastics and all sorts of stuff and it doesn't stain with it. And of course I've got some aqua rinse, and that's a spray you can use if you're a bit scarce on water. You can just use this after you've used your toilet, or you can actually use it before you use your toilet. There's also some silicone paste, which I use to maintain the cassette. I've got some Dettol wipes, and of course you can use whatever brand you want. These are just the ones I use. We've got some toilet paper. Now this is 3-ply toilet paper, not the 2-ply, because I have experimented with this, and the 3-ply dissolves just as well, just as quick as the 2-ply one, so I don't bother with the 2-ply one. And of course this one's just some general purpose paper towels. I also have a plastic container, holds about 2 litres of water, and we also use these porta packs, these Walex ones. There's other different brands and they're different scents as well, and these are, instead of using the chemical you put in your cassette to maintain it, these are just little satchels. For those of you who haven't seen them, they're that's what they look like. This one's a bluey coloured one. You just drop them in straight into your cassette, put your 2 litres of water in, and that dissolves virtually straight away instead of the chemical bottles. These are pretty light, and they're very easy and quick to use. So there's a few different ones. This one's Alpine Fresh. This one just says Fresh Scent, and there's a few other ones as well. So that's basically what I use. We might go around to the side of the van and I'll show you this Glen 20, how I use that. So part of the cleaning process, I've removed the cassette. I'm going to give this a bit of a wipe out. I normally use these Dettol disinfectant wipes, and they're really easy to use. So we just drag one out. Now I've already cleaned all this, but I'm just going to do it for the sake of doing it to show you. So normally I'd have a pair of gloves on for this, just disposable ones. So just grab one of those and I just give it a bit of a wipe out. It's normally clean, just do it for the sake of anything that gets in there that you need to wipe off. So I just give that a bit of a wipe off like that, down along the sides. And just up underneath here, there is a little bit of a seal there as well. I normally put a bit of that silicone paste on it. It's pretty hard for me to show you that in here because it's just going to be too dark. But it's just a little rubber ring, a seal, and I just put a little bit of paste over the top of that. So I've given that a wipe. Then what I normally do is grab a bit of this Glen 20 and I don't spray this all over the contactors and electrical components, so just on the base there. Just a quick spray like that, and that's it for that one. So I've just come inside the van and I thought we'd have a look at these Happy Bowl liners. So I think the idea of these is to help with the cleanliness of the toilet. So we haven't used these before, so you just take one out, and I'm going to show you inside the bowl in a minute and show you how to put them in. So you just undo them like that, like so. And the seal bit here, they call it, goes to the back of the toilet. So I'll put that in and then I'll show you. But there'll be no actual demonstration, if you get what I mean, to see if it works. So there it is there. You just plonk it in like that. Now apparently you do your business, then you, in this case, we've got a flushing mechanism here. You hold that on for about 10 seconds and then you pull your slide open from down the bottom. So with the liner, you obviously leave your slide closed when you use it. Use it, put the water in, then pull the slide open. When that happens, that all just goes down the liner and everything. So that's sort of how it works. Now, those of you that want to know about these liners, how they're going to dissolve, I thought I'd better test that and check that myself, and I did. So what I've done is I've put one of these liners into a bucket with water and one of those tablets that I would normally put in the cassette, and I've left it in there, and it did take about 24 hours for that to dissolve to a point. When I say dissolve, it didn't dissolve completely until it disintegrated enough that I think there would be no issues when I get around to emptying the cassette. Now, that was just a stationary bucket. It wasn't while we're traveling, obviously, so I figured that if this was in a cassette when you're traveling, it might take not as long to break down, but it did take 24 hours for that to break down just sitting into a bucket. But it was okay. Compared to toilet paper, I've tried toilet paper, those 3-ply toilet papers and 2-ply, and they take maybe about 4 hours, 5 hours, and they're sort of pretty much ready. It'll just come out. So they take a bit longer, but they look like they'll do the job. Toilet cassette maintenance. So what I normally do here is you can take this apart. Now, depending on how far you want to go with it, it's pretty basic to do so, and I'll show you how to do it. So all we need to do is, there's a couple of things. We can slide this back. To expose this rubber seal here, this rubber ring, and you can actually take that out if you want, but I've actually cleaned all this already, so and I've put some paste on this already, but I'm going to do that again for you just to show you. So I've actually done the cleaning, but you can put the paste on that, and I'll do that all in a minute once I finish pulling it all apart and showing you how to do that. And so we slide that back. The other thing you can do while you've got this open is you can slide that back open to look inside it in through here if you want to, for whatever the reason. You can close that back up for cleaning. The other thing you can do is you can actually unscrew this whole thing. Now on the side here, and you might not be able to see that, but it's got a couple of markers which show you where to line them up. So all we need to do is grab hold of it, grab hold of the edge of it. Hopefully you can see that all right. Just on the edge with my thumb is how I normally do it, on this side here, and we just push it that way, and you can see the whole lot is winding, and then you can just lift it off like that. So that gets the whole thing off. So you can see now there's a rubber ring there, which I normally use the silicone grease on. I call it silicone paste, but it's basically a silicone grease, and that lubricates that O-ring. And you can actually pull that right off as well. It's all been lubricated, so I won't pull it all off. You can actually undo this while you've got this off, so you can have a look on this side and clean all this off, the bottom side of the O-ring. Close it back like so, and it gives you an opportunity to clean all the side there in the edge there, and to go inside the tank if you really need to, and have a look in there if there's anything stuck, or your little sensor in there, which I'm not sure whether you're going to be able to get to that. No, there's a sensor in there that moves up and down in the side there that tells you when the cassette's full. If you want to replace that or look into that, you can look into that too. So that's basically how that works. And when you put this back on, so it's got a little mark there that you line up on the side there. Just line her up like that, and you just turn it back the other way. Pretty straightforward. So that's that there. Now the other couple of things that you can take apart, obviously you can unscrew your cap to empty it. There's a little O-ring in there as well. It might need servicing inside your cap. There's also this part here. So this is a simple thing to get undone as well. Just wind it that way and lift it off. And that's also got an O-ring on it as well, which I've lubricated just recently. And you can get at that and clean that if you need to. So that just goes back in like so. And then you turn it closed. So pretty straightforward thing to do the O-ring. And I'll just show you that now. So just got your little paste. I normally use a glove for this part of the job. Also, because I just don't like all this product on my hand. You just put a little bit on your finger. This one's a clear one. You don't need much, just a little bit like so. And I'll just show you how to do this top one. And then all I do is I just grab a bit of that and just go around the top. Just smear it on, and that's the way I do all the O-rings. Just smear it on around like so. And that keeps it all lubricated, and it works and runs nice and easily. And it's nice and easy now, as you can see. That's about it for the maintenance side of this. There's not much else you need to do. There's a button there which you can access when you take the whole ring off if you have to get to that. Obviously your wheels are pretty straightforward. They don't wear out hardly at all unless you're actually taking this across gravel and towing it with the handle. This one has a handle, which I never do. I just normally lift it as well, like that. So there's nothing else really to worry about with them. So that's pretty much the maintenance on that. Keep in mind, these products that I use, they're specifically designed for these Caravan toilets. You just can't use those harsh chemicals that you might use inside your house on a ceramic type toilet, even though that is partly ceramic. Some of it's plastic as well, so you've just got to be mindful of what chemicals you're using. You just need to check that with the type of cassette you've got yourself. So with that, if you've got any questions about any of those products that I use, like I said, there's millions of different other ones, different brands. They're just the ones I use, the way I use it, and the way I do it. I find that's pretty simple, it's pretty cost effective. One thing I do probably notice that I should have said before with those satchels that you drop into your cassette before you use it, I find that I normally use 2 instead of 1. 1's okay, but I find just 2 it just helps a little bit with the I suppose with the smell, you know, the odor. I suppose you get that nicer odor if you've got 2 in there. It's a little bit stronger, I suppose. So with that, I'll say thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. If you like this video, don't forget to check out Steps Adventures YouTube channel. I have heaps of videos just like this one, and don't forget to subscribe so you can see other great videos every week, and hit that bell button so you get notifications. Thanks for watching.